MultimediaJay radio style.
Back to the browser, and yeah, I got that playlist looping, but it's not really where it should be. Yeah, I need to modify that for a bit. See, I had that where it didn't loop and it would go to dead air by accident if I was away from the keyboard for too long. And let's see here. Yeah, I turned off the webcam earlier for the intro when I was making fun of Trainwreck's TV. But now we can turn it back on. So, folks, we're looking at a tweet from my Twitter, MultimediaJay, twitter.com/MultimediaJay. And we're going to take a look at the whole Dr. Disrespect thing again, because count me in, ladies and gentlemen, with the people that think that Dr. Disrespect had some kind of business disagreement with Twitch, and that's what happened to him. So there were a lot of theories floating around at the time. I don't like getting into a lot of this speculation because I don't know any more than anybody else what's going on with Doc. But it's one of those things that's fun to kind of play a little what if every so often. So here's the thing. This is a way business folks can post something without saying anything when under some sort of gag order. This settles it. I think Doc had a business dispute with Twitch. So there are a lot of ideas that were floating around. People thought that maybe Doc had some kind of... Let's see, can we see the Twitter video? Okay, good. Let's see. What do I want to show here? I want to put it just about to here. This settles it. I think Doc had a business dispute with Twitch. There are people that thought that there might be some kind of criminal element or something. Maybe he was arrested or something like that. But here's the thing. When you're talking about law enforcement and stuff like that, there's going to be some kind of disclosure. And the police will often decide to release information to the news media when it's safe to do so. So there probably would have been something by now in local papers, police reports, on the radio, somewhere, if there was a criminal element to this. The amount of quiet, or the amount of silence that I've seen, as well as things I've heard, such as certain commentators on Twitter getting told to pipe down a bit, suggests to me, and I've seen the shows by folks like Virtual Legality with the Hogue Law Firm, and the Rakita law firm that also does legal discussion type shows on YouTube. I've seen the discussion about how a lot of legal commentators think there's probably something going on between Doc and Twitch with that contract that he signed earlier. So here's what I think is going on. I think Doc had a business dispute. Here's the thing. And this is one of those things that's not going to go anywhere because this is a bump on a log stream on Twitch. Oh. And the way these platforms work is that thoughtful, original, imaginative commentary goes nowhere, while the talking heads get their views and their clicks and their ad revenue and whatever from saying the same 6 or 7 things over and over again, because when that stuff becomes popular, the algorithms pick it up. It's one of the ways in which technology works against small creators like myself to bury our more original ideas when we don't say the same thing as the talking heads do. So this is going to go nowhere because that's the way these platforms work. But here's the thing. With Dr. Disrespect, I think what matters here is what was in that contract. We're probably not going to see it because it's confidential. It would have to be leaked or something along those lines. But I have some experience dealing with large corporations and the contracts that not the contracts, but the agreements they make people sign as part of an onboarding process. One of the things I'm curious about, and I don't have any more answers than anybody else on this matter, to be perfectly clear. One of the things that I'm curious about is, did Dr. Disrespect have some kind of non-compete clause or some kind of exclusivity that extended beyond his involvement with Twitch? Companies will do this. So if they want your services exclusively, they'll give you something to sign off on as a condition for employment that says, for the duration of the time that you spend with the company and up to X amount afterwards, you will not provide similar services to blah, 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 blah. So whatever Doc signed is probably the focus of whatever's going on right now that's kept under wraps. And then we see this. I'm not going to play the music in case there's a copyright issue with the music. But let's play this here. Mute. We'll play that little of it. But it's his classic 80s themed, his 80s action movie theme, and this looks really cool. So, he's got his classic Doc theme going on with the 80s action hero and stuff like that. And it really gets you thinking that Doc's going to make some kind of an announcement. Until you start reading between the lines here and realizing if you're a multimedia guy like myself, this is the perfect thing for somebody to post. If they can't say anything, but they want to post something to an audience that still cares about them. It's perfect. You can technically say that if Dr. Disrespect is not allowed to be on camera anywhere other than Twitch, even though he's banned, he can technically say he wasn't on camera here because this is not an actual video. This is an animation. This is not actually the Doc, it's a silhouette. And when we zoom in close enough, it cements this. This is just a bunch of animation. That the raindrops are animated, the background's animated, and Doc's silhouette is animated. So technically, Guy, Dr. Disrespect, doesn't appear in this video. It's not even a video, it's an animation. Look, all they did was just put some smoke effect on him and change the color of the silhouette. So this is perfect. This is really shrewd stuff. Technically, Doc is not doing anything. If he has some kind of exclusivity thing, technically this is an artistic montage. And there's the music, it's out of my hand, but I'm still in control, blah, blah, blah. Really awesome 80s theme to it. Watch this on Twitter if you want to see it. But this is perfect. This is exactly the sort of thing that you would post if you can't say anything, but you want to post something. There's a business dispute somewhere going on, folks. I will be very surprised if there is not. So, this has all the markings of a gag order because of an ongoing business dispute. Maybe there's negotiations, maybe something's going to court, maybe something's going to arbitration. This is perfect. But yeah, there is somebody somewhere on Doc's team that has a sense of business and a sense of shrewdness, because this is 100% perfect in terms of what you should do if you can't say anything, but you want to post something to an audience that is still looking for any kind of update. And there's no announcement, there's no anything. There's nothing. There's no announcement. There's no anything. There's just, it's animation. It's not even a video. So yeah, you can do all this stuff, folks. You can probably even do it in PowerPoint. Just add some transparencies to the raindrops, the smoke effects, things like that. But yeah, this is basically like, it's a montage, like zooming in on a painting and add some animated raindrops. There is nothing here. It's not even a video. So if Doc can't appear on camera anywhere while this is being worked out, this is exactly the thing to do when you are in this position and you don't want to say anything because of something that's ongoing right now. This is perfect. And it's been interesting to see what the responses to this were. And how nobody really seems to think that this is any kind of business move of any sort. Well, let's go to the original tweet. Let me go to the original tweet and read this stuff off camera. Trainwrecks, I processed the video in 8.9 gig infrared technology, blah, 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 blah. He's doing conspiracy stuff. Zach, yeah, Asmongold said something. Nick Merck said something. What are you keeping from us, Nick Merckx, blah, blah, blah. I can die in peace now. Why does this song go so hard, though? Nobody knows anything that's going on here. Yeah. So, yeah. And now I'm seeing stuff that I'm glad that I don't have this on the screen. It's out of his hands. He's never coming back to streaming. He said he'll be back and busy playing his return, but it's not ever going. He said in an interview today that he will be back and is busy planning his return, but is not ever going back to Twitch. Yeah, what's the source? Ah, PC Gamer. Haha. Let's see if anything shows up here. See. Oh, okay. Disable ad blocker. All right, we can do that. PC gamers. We're gonna mute the tab though, because I don't want something about the soap you shower with is crap. All right, I'm checking out this article. I'm checking out this article on PC Gamer and hoping there aren't too many wacky ads. So let's see here. This tells Twitch ban 3 weeks ago. Twitch banned Dr. Disrespect, one of the biggest streamers. Period of silence. The real reason why he's expelled made the situation more strange. Earlier this week, Beams has contacted PC Gamer to offer. So he's not speaking directly. He's sending a publicist to talk to PC Gamer. Nice. Let's take a look at this. As a matter of fact, let's get some music going here. YouTube audio library. Come on, man. We got to get this stuff going here. So, set it to about 7%, which is what I would usually have it at. And, there we go. I made sure the levels were correct this time, ladies and gentlemen. All right, let's take a look at this article about Dr. Disrespect here. Beam's publicist contacted PC Gaming to offer an interview with Beam. From the outset, it was clear we'd likely get little information on what actually happened, but it was an opportunity to ask Beam on the record about the many rumors surrounding his ban and what the performer is planning next. Yeah, so Dr. Disrespect is in an IP that has some value, obviously. The character means something to so many people, myself included. I want to see him stream on YouTube. I want to see him take his channel and really show what kind of monster you can create on YouTube with a mixture of streaming and videos. So, let's see here. Given there's so much speculation and reports from industry insiders like Rod Slasher Breslau that Beam's ban was allegedly handled outside of Twitch's usual protocol, which implies a law enforcement or security type of related issue, we decided to publish this interview as it happened with only minor edits made for clarity and readability. Let's see here. It's been almost 3 weeks since you were banned from Twitch. By the way, this article in its entirety is going over to my Twitter right now. Twitter.com/MultimediaJay. Gotta post the link here, and we're gonna give it the 5 thinking faces. As it's about time there was something resembling an update. I'm gonna check this out. This is news to me as I'm here on the show, ladies and gentlemen. So, into the document of science, Twitch banned the rumors, and it's so there we go. One of these things pops up, and it's live. Of course, I'm in a situation with this show where I might do multiple topics and make them into multiple YouTube videos afterwards. So, let's see here. Earlier this week, oh no, we're past all that. It's been almost 3 weeks since you were banned from Twitch. I imagine that's been very frustrating. I would love to start with just hearing what's been happening behind the scenes with you. What's been going on these past 3 weeks? Sure, I mean, well, a lot of stuff, obviously. You know, while it's unfortunate that I'm off Twitch, we're definitely working behind the scenes on what a doctor return might look like. In terms of the specifics, we're not interested in exclusive at this point. See, this is something, actually, that all of these content creators need to think about is, I think the age of exclusivity contracts on these platforms is over with the shutting down of Mixer. So, it's definitely something... Is that frozen? Okay, good, it isn't. Yeah, let's make sure the Winamp is working correctly here. Yes, but that is the situation with this, is exclusivity not going to be a thing. It's just not a thing, man. Especially when you consider that Twitch is the only platform that even demands exclusivity in the first place. Somebody can syndicate broadcasts to all the other platforms as well. And I can tell you, YouTube, I don't think YouTube's looking for any kind of exclusive creators for streaming anymore. And I think after Mixer shut down, Mixer's become the... Mixer, when it shuts down, is basically going to be the reason why these platforms don't care about exclusivity anymore. It's just who's here. You might see something like what Twitch does, but not necessarily someone signing a lucrative exclusivity contract for X amount of years or whatever. You know, while it's unfortunate that I'm off Twitch, we're definitely working behind the scenes what a doc return might look like. In terms of the specifics about that, we're not interested in exclusive at this point. We're exploring our options, and honestly, just can't wait to get back into character soon. We have a lot to do, and I'll be wherever fans want me to be, and you know, that's been our approach. Yeah, Doc, YouTube. Just go to YouTube. When you say you're not interested in exclusive, can you clarify that? Well, let's just say that all the cards are on the table. I'm more focused on just making sure whatever we do next, whether it's a platform move or not, that it's the right decision for the community and Champions Club that follows me. And that makes sense to what I want to continue to accomplish with this character in terms of taking things to the next level, and whether it's streaming or outside of streaming. So I'm just being conscientious of that decision. So, this is the thing. This is the thing that I'm concerned about here. Is there some kind of thing where there's some exclusivity thing that he's trying to hammer out with Twitch now that whole thing is over? Nobody knows. I don't know if anybody will ever know, but I think that could affect things. In a follow-up email, Doc clarified he's even considering streaming independently on his Champions Club website, in addition to other big options like YouTube and Facebook. That is legit. That's something legitimately that someone who's large enough can do. Motor Trend is a great example of that over on YouTube. I used to be a big fan of shows like Roadkill and Dirt Every Day, but eventually, because of the issues on YouTube and whatnot that have been going on, things like that, Motor Trend actually decided to build their own streaming platform as a result, and it's paywalled and stuff. So it's basically, they call it Netflix for gearheads. And that's basically it. So all the shows I used to watch on YouTube are now only on Motor Trend's on-demand service now. So it's just one of those things where when you get big enough, you can become platform independent, stuff like that. So it would be interesting if Dr. Disrespect started doing a show specifically on the Champions Club site. I think that the thing is, how would he get people besides his core audience to watch? That's the question. Would he be looking at something where it works for a couple of years, but then without some kind of exposure on another platform like YouTube, people don't know about it? So that's something that happened with Motor Trend as well. You can still, let me actually look at that. Let me actually look at that over on YouTube. Roadkill YouTube channel. There used to be on the Motor Trend channel. Roadkill powered by Dodge on YouTube. That's over here. Crusher Camaro engine swap at the drag. Yeah, we're on the Motor Trend channel on YouTube. Let's see here. Mute. Early look at the 2012 Ford Bronco Motor Trend exclusive, etc., etc. All right, let's look at the videos. Roadkill's Junkyard Gold full. Oh, the Super Bee. Oh, okay, full episode. So they are doing a few things here. That body swap. Roadkill Garage 4 days ago. Okay, so maybe they changed things up a bit. I'm gonna resubscribe to. No. I'm not in the right browser for that. Let me go check. Yeah, let me check my Chrome. That's where. Let me check my Chrome. YouTube.com/MotorTrend. Might be time to resubscribe. Yeah, so they tried that for a couple of years, and then what happened? Are they? I'm not. No. I got to open up Firefox for this. Whoops. Yeah, getting my browsers mixed up on my stream setup here. And it's going to try and play Ashney Christ's video again, and I'm going to stop it right there. YouTube.com/MotorTrend. Am I subbed? Yes, I am. I just don't have the bell or anything. Well, let's hit the bell. I'm gonna have to watch some Roadkill then. What is this here? The ultimate automotive streaming service. Get the Motor Trend app for $2 a month now. Oh, they're down to $2 a month. Used to be $5 a month. Need help with your Motor Trend subscription? Reach out to our customer care team. HelpMotorTrendOnDemand.com. Okay, yeah. So Motor Trend and all the Motor Trend shows like Roadkill. And what's this? Roadkill, Junkyard Gold, Engine Masters, Roadkill Garage. Watch the best gearhead shows on Motor Trend. Okay, yeah, I'm looking over here. Why don't we actually put this on screen? Switch over to Firefox. I mean, these are shows that I used to watch a long time ago, but then they went exclusive. And so this is the thing that Dr. Disrespect might be able to do, but only for a couple of years. Because here we are, we've got them doing stuff on YouTube again. So here's Roadkill Garage. Let's find something else. Roadkill Garage. Need to know. First American to 400 miles per hour. Crusher Camaro engine swap at the drag strip. It's only a 5-minute thing, so it's probably a highlights video. The cheap truck challenges on Dirt Every Day, 102,000 views. Is there any other full episodes on here, or are they just doing a few things here and there? And Bitchin' Boot Camp series premiere. Who makes the best metal? So maybe the pandemic affected a few things here, but here you go. Lowrider Monte Carlo destroys a road. Okay, that's a highlight. I've seen that show, actually. Yeah, I've seen that show. That's just a highlight and stuff. So basically, Motor Trend is doing with YouTube what a lot of streamers do, where they're trying to build something up to drive people over to their app, which is now the on-demand service and stuff. So this is what I think. Roadkill's one of my favorite shows, and there I love seeing what they were doing with junked out cars. Yeah, same thing too. Some of my tech videos were inspired by Roadkill. Just swap the cars with computers. But that's the thing. So we're talking Dr. Disrespect here and what's next for the guy. And one of the things he mentions in this interview that he did over on PC Gamer, one of the things that he mentioned was the possibility of streaming on his Champions Club website. And I think if he does that, the question is, what kind of longevity does that have before he starts looking for exposure somewhere else? So the current fan base from Twitch, some of them will follow over to his site to watch him stream. But what happens when they start getting bored or whatever, and he starts losing his audience, basically? And he's not getting a new audience because he's a bit more buried than he would be, say, streaming on YouTube or something. Let's see here. All right, given the connection that you have with your audience and how important that is, I'm sure you can appreciate there has been a lot of concern and worry over the past few weeks. Why don't you give people an update just to say hi, even if you had nothing really concrete to say? All right. Well, to be honest, okay, we got the news. You know, it was a total shock. Imagine just going to work one day and the door is closed and you can't get inside, and you've been told that you were fired. You weren't given a reason why, you know? And so for me, it was just an initial shock. The way I discovered it too, I was on a buddy's stream and some of the features started turning off while it was just in the chat and everything. Then all of a sudden, social media was blowing up. I got on call with my team, and after one quick email, it was all over. At that particular moment, it was more of just kind of shock, like, what happened, you know? And both my wife and I are just like, what's going on? So that's kind of how things kind of went down. And then from there, you're just sort of digesting it. You're still not getting any answers. That's kind of why I wouldn't have known what to say, you know? We put out the one tweet, our statement, that's kind of where things are at. Let's see here. See, he's talking about some other stuff like the TV show that was going on. And he mentioned it was pretty tough that he had to get off of social media just to see all the speculations and theories, things my name has been surrounded with. Yeah, people were talking about how this guy was arrested. And it was just really heartbreaking to see to a certain extent, because we've worked so hard to get to this point, but you know, we're ready to go. We're excited to take the next steps, and I'm really focused on the community for now. We've got lots of fun stuff planned, lots of projects that are in the works, and yeah, continue on, baby. And Twitch just cut off contact with you? They never provided you a reason for the ban? Yeah. That seems crazy to me, to ban one of its most famous, popular streamers and not even tell them what they did wrong. Yeah, that's kind of the mind-blowing thing about all of this. Obviously, for legal counsel, I have to be careful here. But I can say, however, that I will not be returning to Twitch. So, I mean, that's it. Bada bing. So, there's the doc. Saying it right there. He is done with Twitch. And this is where I start wondering about, again, what exactly did he agree to, and is there part of the contract that's being disputed that might have had something like a non-compete clause with a cooldown that started after the two parties parted ways? Because it happens in corporate America, too. You might work somewhere and you're told to sign, you have to sign something as a condition for employment that is a non-compete that is for your time with the company and a certain amount of time afterwards. My question is there anything like that involved? So let's see. Sure, I'm not a famous streamer, but I was a famous streamer and I got banned for no reason, especially considering the Dr. Disrespect character and who he is. I think my response would be to get out on social media and shout from the rooftops and be like, hey, this is really unfair. I'm curious why you haven't done that. Well, I mean, I'm trying to take the best and appropriate steps as possible, and there are things behind the scenes in terms from a legal standpoint that, I can't, that's where it's at. Yeah, he can't talk about it. This is a guy that was in an exclusivity contract, and now suddenly Twitch just shuts him off and erases him from the platform. And the way things are with the confidentiality and stuff, I guarantee you this is probably going to be on lockdown long enough that we may not ever get any real reason as to why this happened, because Twitch, they're not going to gain anything from ever saying anything, so they have no reason to say anything at all. It would have to be Doc that got the answer, so if they don't give Doc the answer, then there ends that. Don't keep wondering what's going on here, especially when he's doing interviews now after all this time. See here. I don't want to go on social media and say the wrong thing or the right thing or whatever it is, and we made our statement, but that's where things are at right now. As we build this game plan to make this Doc come back, that's still kind of in the works in terms of what the vision looks like. I'm working with my creative team, the graphics, going and taking the whole Doc 3.0 experience to the next level. That's kind of my focus right now. So we are able to confirm that legal action is taking place. You are taking legal action against Twitch. We are considering taking legal action. Yeah, that's the thing. There was a contract involved here. And I think, too, when this gets around a little more, you might find content creators that are less interested in any kind of contract like this, and they just want to stream, and they want to keep their options open. So, absolutely, the situation with Doc, yeah, it's got to turn into a lesson for somebody somewhere, whether it's creators, platforms, or otherwise. Excuse me. Dr. Disrespect is a very controversial character, and I don't need to tell you that. It's almost baked into who he is as a person. Do you think that Twitch singled you out because maybe it felt like you were just too controversial for its platform? Honestly, I don't know. I've been very transparent with those around me in my community over the past few years. I'm not a perfect person. I've made some mistakes. But if anybody knows me, follows me, I've stepped up and I've taken full responsibility each and every time. And behind the scenes, behind the curtains, a lot of people don't understand how much work I've put into becoming a better person for myself and my family, as well as the business. I'm committed to investing in being and continuing to be a better person, and investing in creative projects around the Doc. My focus now is just continuing the momentum and returning to my chair, hanging out with the Champions Club, and launching a couple fun creative experiences. Yeah, and that's where we're at. Let's see here. And there's some other things he talks about as well. Okay, so a lot of the stuff is being kept under lock and key, so to speak. There is something legal going on here, which tells me probably some kind of business dispute. Let's see here. That's really all I think it is. Then he talks about then he talked about his reboots, things like that. He wants to make some new production material. Let's see. Okay. And the rest of it kind of elaborates on... The rest of the article elaborates on the whole situation with that. So here's the thing. Based on the business background that I have, and knowing that corporate America and large companies do things a certain way, probably what the argument is right now is probably over some wording, if there is something in the contract that... Now, if he signed off on, Twitch is it, or something like that, or you will not go to a competing platform within a certain amount of time after parting ways with the company, if there was something like that in there. But this is all confidential stuff that nobody has any real way of knowing unless Doc gets on camera and is like, here you go. So, I guess the big thing here is he's confirmed he's never returning to Twitch. And I think when this is all over, especially when we see YouTube start to ramp things up. When this is all over, I seriously think that... What is this music, man? Max Serla, Day of Recon. Oh, it's a background track for, if you're making something else. Okay. Something better? Well, I used to use this as outro music on the YouTube videos. So... I suppose we might as well some wacko things like that on screen here or anything. So let's just put the browser back on the screen here. So this is the article from PC Gamer. Link is over on Twitter, twitter.com/MultimediaJay. Dr. Disrespect talks about his Twitch ban, the rumors, and his future. It's about time that he said something somewhere. But this doesn't change what I think is going on. I think there's a business dispute between him and Twitch. And now that I've seen this discussion and what he's said and not said, I very much believe Twitch was probably the one that pulled the trigger on this. I'll agree with those legal commentators that say that Twitch probably decided to back off on the whole Black Desert Online. That Twitch probably was the initiator of this whole thing. So, as far as fallout from this goes, I think we've seen the end of streamers signing contracts like this. I think this along with the shutdown of Mixer is going to be the reason why this whole exclusive streamer thing ends permanently. And quite frankly, with what we've seen with the Mixer streamers going to Twitch and the like, I think what's next is more competition, even though there's less players in the industry. YouTube's picking up steam, so is Facebook. And so with regards to this, I would not be surprised if Dr. Disrespect doubled down on his YouTube channel, which he still has, by the way. And if we go to his Twitter, let's see, should be easy to click to because I linked to his video earlier. And this kind of explains the whole, it's out of my hand, but it's still in control, but I'm still in control. Let's see here. Yeah, we can just back that up a bit. So if we go over to Twitter here, we actually see that he's advertising his YouTube channel on his Twitter now. I would love to see Dr. Disrespect do something with his YouTube channel. Definitely. So, but I think this plus the Mixer shutdown is going to change things. Speaking of the Mixer shutdown, let's get a few laughs at Mixer. Let's get a few laughs at what Mixer is like these days when we come back. This is MultimediaJay Radio Style. Don't touch that dial.
257. MultimediaJay Radio Style.
Driving round with my baby.